Until you have the materialist mindset, I got to ask you, where's the evidence? Because most people will say, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? And you've worked with actual evidence. So for those skeptics, what kind of scientific and measurable research is out there?
Yeah, we have libraries of research now, a tremendous amount of research that has demonstrated the fact that we continue to live after the body dies. So the research is out there. Most profound research that we have is in people living on this side of life, still alive here on Earth, and they encounter and have conversations with their loved ones now living in the afterlife. You can't fake that. When you have a conversation with someone living in the afterlife, as though you were sitting across the breakfast table from them and having a casual conversation, that can't be fake. These are people who are having conversations with their loved ones, and these go on for 45 minutes or an hour of going
Yeah.
back and forth. And we have people who came in, especially to a medium named Leslie Flint, who was in the 20th century. And Leslie Flint would sit in a room, and people from the afterlife would come into the room. The technicians working with him and the other side would form a voice box on his shoulder. And the people living in the life after this life would then come in and they would speak through that voice box. They recorded the resulting sessions. We have over 2,000 of them now. But these are people, loved ones on this side of life, who come in every month or every 6 months and would sit down and for 45 minutes or an hour just have a conversation with their loved one who's now living in the afterlife. And their loved one in the afterlife tells them about things they're doing currently. There's one woman who came through whose name was Annie Nanji. Her husband was Dr. Dinshaw Nanji, who was a faculty member on the Birmingham University in the UK. And he's well known. He has many articles that were published, but he came into Leslie Flint's sessions and he would sit down and Annie would come through from the afterlife. She had passed away in 1962. He came to Leslie Flint in 1969. And he would have conversations with him, and she would tell him about what he was doing that day, what he was doing before he came up to be with Flint, about what he's doing in his flat at home. She was with him constantly. She stayed with him. And that's profound evidence. She was able to talk with him about what he was doing in his life, and he was able to hear her say things that no one could have known. Flint couldn't have known. He's the only other person sitting in the room. So that's profound evidence.